Ken Trahan with Lenny Vangilder. It's our First NBC Bank Weekend Review, brought to you by First NBC Bank. 31 locations to do your banking at. Investments, everything imaginable, they'll help you. First NBC Bank. Well, another interesting sports weekend, and where do you start? LSU finished up on Saturday. They swept Florida, so they bounced back from their series loss against South Carolina, put themselves right back where they need to be. Lenny, at this point, it would almost be an upset if they don't get both a regional and super regional.
Right. You would figure that unless they just absolutely fall apart here in the last 2 weeks of the regular season and the conference tournament, they are going to be a national seed. Their body of work is, outstanding at this point. What a strange spring it's been. As I put out on Twitter this morning, LSU's win total is higher than what the low temperature was in Baton Rouge on Saturday. When do you ever see something like that? It's been a crazy year, and Paul Maneri's club has been through ups, downs, and they have driven on and been solid as a rock for the first 49 games of the season.
High school state playoffs continuing in virtually every class today and tonight. We'll find out a lot about quarterfinalists and semifinalists in every class, including 5A, and you can watch the game pitting fifth seed Jesuit at 21st seed Catholic of Baton Rouge at sportsnola.com tonight. Watch it live. That game starting tonight at
6 o'clock. And, of course, you can see it tomorrow night, 8 o'clock on WHNO Channel 20 if you happen to be at the game or at another game. This is one of my favorite days of the year on the high school calendar, this Monday where you've got, a couple of dozen high school games going on around the state, trying to get to the state tournament in all of these different classes, and it's a lot of fun. You got 8 games in 5A going on, on down the line all the way to Class C. Everybody trying to get to their state tournament, and they'll do everything they can today with pitching and moves and things like that to try to make it happen, because then you get a few days off before you play Friday and Saturday.
And the place you want to be is sportsnola.com, not just to watch the live streaming telecast of Jesuit at Catholic, but to get updates on each and every game. Look at the top of the site with our posted notes from all the different games, and we'll have those score updates from you from all over the state. The place to be is sportsnola.com. Make sure that you go there.
Right up.
And make sure, sportsnola.com, right at the top. It's where you need to go. It's where you need to be. Voodoo got beat. They've lost 5 straight, third straight time that they've started a different quarterback, and obviously this season's going south for them in a hurry.
Yeah, that was not a pretty sight on Saturday night in Tampa. I mentioned before the game, maybe the best way to stop Adrian McPherson was to send the Tennessee Titans mascot out there and maybe with a golf cart or something like that. But he's turned in to be a very special player this year for them. And, we talked about last week, quarterback play is what drives this league. Now, obviously, you got to be able to get a stop once in a while as well. But, quarterback play is where it starts in arena football.
Yeah, and obviously he's a league MVP candidate at this stage. Voodoo back on the road at Iowa this coming weekend. Zephyrs continuing to play as well. Got a veteran in Hatcher came up with a big hit for them over the weekend. Obviously, they're right around 500, so they're competing.
Yeah, it's it's a team it's a good team. It's a team with a blend of young guys and veterans. Their best prospect, the catcher, just went back up to the Marlins. Probably be just for a few days, and then he'll be back down. And then, it's a team that, like you said, when you've got that good blend and you can maintain it, and the parent club doesn't raid you because of injuries or whatever reason, then you got a shot to maybe be there at the end.
And then finally, NBA playoffs continuing. Indiana smacked down the Knicks in New York in Game 1. David West was strong, obviously. That's a good basketball team. And Oklahoma City, their superstar pulled it out. Kevin Durant, Quincy Pondexter, former Hornet, missing a free throw that could have sent it to overtime. But Durant shows you why he's great. And then, of course, you got a situation where I mentioned Indiana. DJ Augustine, Brother Martin, who you wouldn't expect him to do this, but in 13 minutes he scored 16 points off the bench. He was a primary reason the Pacers won that game.
Yeah, he was huge. The other guy who I was impressed with this weekend is the former Hornet/Pelican, Marco Bellinelli. What a huge game he had in Game 7 in Brooklyn. Hit a really big 3 late in the game when Brooklyn was trying to make a run and, stretch that lead back out. Chicago, just a roster riddled by injuries and illness, wins Game 7 on the road. Now they've got the unenviable task of facing the Heat.
Yeah, no Heinrich, no Dang. Of course, they haven't had their point guard Rose all season long. That's a tough team and a well-coached team. Stay tuned as the NBA playoffs continue and watch as it unfolds, and then watch the Miami Heat win it again. All right, it's a special week for sports. We encourage you to follow everything here at sportsnola.com. Don't miss the Jesuit Catholic game live this evening. You won't want to miss that at sportsnola.com. Lenny, is always a pleasure.
Hey, we'll talk to you later this week.
All right, that's our first NBC weekend review, brought to you by First NBC Bank, 31 locations throughout the greater New Orleans area and beyond. For Lenny, I'm Ken Trahan. Have a great week and God bless.